Soul housing project led by Sakhile Moleshe, the 2019 Standard Bank's Young Artist for Jazz, Mandla Mlangeni and Jazz vocalist, pianist and composer Ziza Muftic will headline this afternoon's Jazz in the Cradle taking place at the NIROX Sculpture Park. Croatian-born Muftic, she's expected to perform music from her latest album titled Shining Hour, which was released earlier this year. The award-winning pianist started her jazz career as a violinist before diversifying into vocal jazz. She now joins me to chat about her new album as well as Jazz in the Cradle. Ziza, a very good morning and a welcome.
Good morning. Thank you so much.
It's so good to see you.
Lovely to see you too.
Now, for those who may not know what Jazz in the Cradle is all about and what an afternoon at the NIROX Sculpture Park entails, do you want to take us through those details?
Sure. First of all, it's very much a family affair. And it's outdoors, and it's sharing the beautiful music and the local talent with the people. It's been running for 9 years. And in fact, we are sold out tomorrow. I'm not sure if you were aware. Yeah.
Really?
So after 9 years, this event has become really one of the top jazz events in the city, similar to the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz. And to take this opportunity to thank the Standard Bank for sponsoring this event. But we sold out, and we're all very, very, very much looking forward to enjoying the beautiful lawns of the Cradle and some music and some really interesting sounds. The artists that you mentioned, apart from me, Mandla Mlangeni and hosting project and shape-shifting trio, they all have really, really distinct jazz sounds, a fusion of all kinds of different colors.
Geez, I mean, it's so unfortunate and so sad that some people are going to have to miss this year's edition of this Jazz in the Cradle.
It's something to pin for next year.
Right. Now, what can we expect from you, and how much of music from your album will you be performing?
I'll be performing most of the songs from my album, and I take the opportunity to show the cover of my new release, Shining Hour, which I recorded with some of my friends, but also veteran local musicians such as Sydney Nisi, who is playing tenor saxophone and flute on the album. For this morning, I will be performing one of his compositions, actually. Roland Moses on the piano, who also recorded the album. Peter Orette on the drums and Peter Skler on the bass. So we'll cover most of the compositions on this album, but we'll end with a composition from my first album, titled Silver Moonbeams, which is on the screen right now. So,
and you've mentioned some incredible names in the industry, I would imagine it's going to be an absolute blast. So how would you describe this body of work?
Okay, I would, first of all, Shining Hour simply is a state of mind right now. I'm feeling really, really positive about everything as a woman and as an artist. Overcome a whole lot of, challenges, Shining Hour. And actually, it was John Coltrane who just planted it, or reaffirmed it in my head. I listened to him play the standard called Shining Hour the one morning on way to work, and I just thought, this is exactly how I feel, exactly how John Coltrane played it. So I titled the album Shining Hour. And it's my sound is really a fusion of all kinds of sounds. My parents are Bosnian born, but we, the kids, were born in Croatia, in Zagreb, Croatia. We migrated to South Africa in '92. And we have lived here ever since. And so my sound is really a combination of a whole lot of cultures. I would say Eastern European as well as South African, very much so, and of course American jazz.
I'm speaking of your parents who are of Bosnian origin. And the cover of the album says, music and thoughts collected on a journey from Bosnia and Croatia to South Africa. What do you mean by this?
It's really, everything that comes out when I compose, for example. In fact, I have a mentor whom I still visit weekly for jazz piano lessons, and I share my compositions with her. And sometimes she giggles on what comes out, and she always points it out. You see, it came out from somewhere, from that upbringing. So being brought up in essentially a Bosnian home, it's so similar to African homes. We sang all the time. Everybody in my family sings. We would sing around the dinner table. In fact, one of the songs on this first album is a very famous folk tune in Bosnia. Everybody sings. So all of that, and then and then schooling in Croatia, which was initially a classical, Western classical music, shaped me and and besides the classical, my ear was always moving more towards contemporary sounds. So at one point when I came to South Africa, I even sang with DJs. I used to get up and sort of freestyle in clubs and stuff in the early 90s. But jazz was really where my heart was leading me. So all of these things come out now in my composition. Sometimes I laugh to myself. I go, where did this come from?
Right?
You know, well, it came from somewhere.
And you know, jazz is a continuation, is a never-ending journey. You yourself saying that you still get piano lessons even today, despite
absolutely.
the remarkable artist that you are.
Well,
where can you get a hold of this copy?
So it's not available digitally yet, but there are 3 stores, and of course from me, you can catch me on Instagram or Facebook, Ziza M, and message me. I'm more than happy to meet you and sell you a copy. But Love More Music shop in Illovo sells the copies, Record Mad in Linden, and a record shop in Cape Town as well sells this.
Ziza, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And all the best in Jazz in the Cradle.
Thank you so much.